Mercedes G Wagon, 27 years old, done 43,000 miles. What are the stats? It's got a 2.9 non-turbo engine in it. So basically, the body's going to come off. It's going to have an OM 605 turbo diesel engine fitted. Make the chassis like new, all new pipes, calipers, joints, just everything to make the chassis like new. Fit the engine in, I'll have to find somewhere to put the intercooler in there somewhere. Just make the thing like brand new. Body back on, goes to the body shop, gets the top off, looking like new. So I've done quite a few Mercedes, but never a G Wagon, so this will be interesting. They're pretty agricultural looking, so I'm sure it'll come apart easy enough. But such a low mileage vehicle for the age of it. G Wagon, high security. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Bit of glow plug and oops, try again. Bit of glow plug and off she goes. High security. That's a clunky old thing, but I love it. Look at that, man. 45,000 miles. Interesting brake pedal arrangement. You press it down, then you have to lift it up. I think it's a bit seized. The engine starts on the button. All the gears work, all the diffs work. There you go. So the engine's getting taken out and swapped over for an OM 605 with a turbo, an intercooler, and all associated bits. Right, let's get it up on the hoist and see what's involved with taking the body off. I would imagine gear sticks out, steering joint disconnected, fuel pipes, brake lines, a lot of bolts. I'm missing something, I can't think what, but we'll get it up in the air and have a good look. Well, it doesn't seem to be a great deal of bolts holding this on. There's one in there, take that cover off. Follow the chassis back, there's one there on an outrigger. A bit further back, that outrigger, one there. And one at the back. And the same down the other side. So yeah, not a mad amount holding the body on this thing. It's in fairly decent condition actually. The chassis is not hardly rusted at all. Just wants a really good clean and a coat of paint. Engine and box can stay in and lift the body over it. Just get all the cables and stuff off. Brake pipes, I need to take a look at. Oh yeah, they'll separate there. There's two pipes there. That must be like a load, I don't know what that is. Oh, breather pipe. That'll be to come off. Breather pipe there, fuel pipes, so I can disconnect everything there. That load sensing rod, I think that stays with the chassis, yeah, it's on the cross member. There's a chalky mark there from an MOT. Oh yeah, that outrigger needs welding. And so does that one. It's crumbled away a bit. Okay, so there is a wee bit of rust in the back. Nothing shocking for the age of it. There's a strap to come off there. There's a front brake pipe flexi, disconnect that there. Yeah, looks fairly straightforward. Let's get stuck in and strip it down. No, what are you doing up there? Right, Going to strip all the bits and pieces off the top, just so the body can lift up and leave the engine where it is. There we go. Throttle cable, air filter, fuel pipes, steering link, all the bits and bobs. Front off, radiators, coolers disconnected. That was for the fan, just basically anything that connects the body to the engine. Throttle cables off, fuel pipes are off, servo pipes off. That was a bit sneaky. Timing sensor was down through the manifold, past the starter and in the bottom. It's just easier than taking it out of the car. All these breather pipes, aircon pipes, brake pipes away from the master cylinder, that'll free them completely. Earth leads, there's one here and one underneath. The only thing I haven't done is the alternator one. I'll do that now. What else? I basically stripped the brakes because they're getting replaced anyway. But for the back end, the handbrake cables were easier just to take off at the drums. And now I'm just hunting for the body bolts. The back ones are under there. The rear ones are under the seat, under a plate. And the front ones I haven't got to yet. I'll stick a photograph in for that. But yeah, body is nearly ready to lift off. Now underneath 3 gear linkages, fiddly to get at, unclip them, take them out of the way. Inside, the only thing you have to take off is the undo the speedo cable from the clock and pull it through the bulkhead, because it's tied to the chassis all the way back to the transfer box. It's just easier taking it out of the car. And inside the transfer box gear knob, just take that off. That's it, the rest can stay in there. The only things inside is so far speedo cable and transfer box gear knob. So yeah, hopefully have it lifted off very soon. Trying to think if there's anything else underneath. Oh yeah, clutch master cylinder. The pipe runs across the bulkhead and there's a fixing sort of, you can't even see it, right down in there. This one here. And it's such an awkward angle, I couldn't get a spanner on it. Excuse me. So I just basically unclipped the pipe across the gearbox, took the slave cylinder out, and that'll just stay with the body. Wiring. It's pretty straightforward. Just follow them up to the inner wing and the bulkhead and unplug them. Like I said before, there's an alternator one I haven't taken off yet. This lot's all through the front. That's auxiliary for spot lamps, that one. And following it up here, that basically plugged into there. It's like temperature sensors. There's one come off. Where is it? Yeah, this one here, sorry. That plugged in there. That's just sort of main control units. Bulkhead, flick this cover off. The main heavy battery cable was in there, and a couple of little auxiliary ones, a couple of vacuum pipes, just pull them off at the joiners. Left one rubber on that side and one rubber on this side so I don't get them mixed up. There was an auxiliary wire added in, I don't know what it was for, so I just cut it. I'll figure that out later. So pretty straightforward. You're just basically looking around the engine to make sure nothing's connected to the body from the chassis. This steering joint has to come out. There's 2 13s in the bottom of the steering column. I think I'll have to drop that and pull it back. I mean, it'll come out when I lift the body, but putting it back in will be a pain if I don't do that. Oh God, yeah, oh yeah. Brake sensors, just pull them off the calipers and bring them up over both sides. That's about it, really. Yeah, when you're pulling the radiators and coolers off, there's also a power steering cooler, which is part of the auxiliary fan for the aircon. Again, just disconnect all the pipes. It gets real messy, as you can see. Hey, dolly dog. Right, the alternator wire. Where is it? There it is. Actually, if you follow it up, it goes to a junction box. And these were rotten and snapped off anyway. And the bolts that hold the body on. So one up there, you can just see the gap there. That one's dead easy, you can get a spanner on the top. Let's go to the very back. Just inside the door, either side, one there. Again, dead easy, you can get a spanner on the bottom and a gun on the top. Now this one is under this plate that was screwed and glued and took some getting out, but the bolt is, I can't even see. It's on a weird angle, it's kind of down here, straight down, so you have to get a bar with a wobbly end on and then get a spanner underneath. It's like really awkward. And last but not least, one in the floor. Again, you get a gun on the top and a spanner underneath. Driver's side, you got to take the throttle pedal out to get to it. Hardest job is getting the carpet out. So I think it's ready to lift. One last sticky bit of wiring, which I presume are for tail lights and stuff inside. Attached to the chassis going to the back. They were under the battery tray and plugged in up here. Again, they're all a bit grotty and horrible. The water's running them. But yeah, that would have been a bit painful. And it's attached to the inner wing as well. Need to get that off. And then we're good to go. I moved the hoist. I had the hoist arms on the chassis, so it was lifting everything together. I've taken all the bolts out, body's ready to move, I hope. So now I've moved the hoist arm out to the body sills, so it's just lifting the body and nothing else. Sills are really good on this, and it's got side steps, so just give it a bit of extra support, because there's still a lot of weight in that. So I'm going to take it up real slow, and I'll keep running around and checking in case there's anything still attached. Right, it's not too well wired, it's for the fuel tank, which is the next inspection hatch. I knew there'd be something, and the tail lights you must have to take out at this end as well. So I'll whip them out and get right back in. So yeah, tow bar wiring, just cut it off. Needs replacing anyway. Rear tail lights, I had to take the tail lights out, disconnect them and feed all the wiring out on both sides. I'd already disconnected the fuel filler neck and one of the breathers, but there was actually two, so I took the other one off. Taking the fuel level sender for the gauge off, I left those wires on. I should have gone through the boot floor. But otherwise, it seems to have let go. That is how you separate a G Wagon body from the chassis. So we can now go on, clean up the chassis, do a little bit of welding, replace everything on it, make it like brand new. Engine swap to do as well. Body back on, bolt it all up and send it to the body shop. Thanks for watching.